Alright guys, so before we start with the main solo, the first solo, we're gonna start with a tiny intro, and we're gonna start doing that. We're gonna go to the D string, to the 6th position of the D string, we strike there, and then we go to the 8th of the A string, and there's a tiny rest, and after that we're gonna do that. So we're gonna go slide, we're gonna do a slide and go to the 1st fret of the E string, then strike on the D string, the 3rd position, and while you're doing that, while they're still ringing, we're gonna go and strike the 1st of the E string. There's a new rest, and then we do that. We're gonna go do a bar on the 8th of the E string, the 8th of the B string, and then a bar on the G string on the 5th position, and then on the D position, right? On the D string. And we just strike once, and we just slide, alright? And after that, we're gonna do... We're gonna go to the 8th of the E string, and then to the 6th of the A string, and you can do a hammer on to the 8th position on the A string, or you can do a slide. We repeat the same movement twice, and then we start with the main solo. With the main solo, we're gonna start doing that. So we go to the A string, to the 8th of the A string, 6th of the D, back to 8th of the A string. All right. As soon as we do that, we're gonna go to the 8th of the D, 6th of the D, 8th of the A string, 6th, and when we go to 6th of the A string, we do a bar on the D string too, and we strike 6th of the D string. Let's go again. As soon as we strike the 6th position, we're gonna go to the 8th of the A string, 8th of the D string, back to 6th of the D, 8th of the A, and we finish that lick. One more time. And to finish, we're gonna go to the 8th position of the G string, we strike just once, and we do a bend like going to the 10th position, and we just do a tiny vibrato. The next lick, we start going to the 4th position of the B string, and we do a bend like going to the 6th position, bend, and when we are on the higher part of the band, we strike again and we do the release. All right. Then 1st of the B, 4th of the B again, and then 1st of the B string. The next movement, there's 2 ways you can do this. You can do, or you can do. Alright, it's different. We can go to the 3rd position of the G string, do a bend like going to the 4th position, or you can strike the 4th position without doing a bend. Alright, so we're doing the bend, we do the bend like going to the 4th position, alright, on the 3rd of the G string, and we do a bar on the B string and on the 1st string, alright, on the B and on the E on the 1st position, and we strike 1 of the B, 1 of the E, and back to 1 of the B. Or you can go 4 and then 1, 1, and 1. The next movement, we're going to go to the 4th position of the G string, we strike 4, we do a pull off to the 3rd position, and a pull off again to the 1st position. And then we strike 3rd of the D string, 3rd of the G string, back to 3rd of the D string, and then 1st of the G string, we do a tiny bend, and we finish the lick on the 3rd position of the D string. Let's go again. To move forward, you can do an F chord. It's up to you. It's not on the original song, but it sounds good. And then We can do that. We're going to go to the 5th position of the G string, then 6 of the B, and 4 on the E string. After we do that, we go to the 6th position of the E string, we do a tiny bend, and after we do the bend, we just kill the strings, alright? Now, notice that I'm not doing the release. And then we go to the 4th position of the E string, and we do a bar on the 6 again, and we do 6 of the E and 6 of the B string. Next movement. We do that, we go to the 6 again of the B string, then 4 of the E, 6 of the E, and then we go to the 7th position of the E string, we strike once, we do a pull off to the 6th, and then a pull off to the 4th. As soon as you do that, we do a bar on the 6 of the B string, 6 of the E, and back to 6 of the B string. And to finish the lick, we go back to 4 on the E string, and we do a tiny bend. Alright, so the next lick. We do something like that. We're going to go to the 6 of the B string, then go to the 8 of the E string, and we do a bend, like going to the 10th position. There's no release, so you kill the note, you do the release, there's no sound right there, and then we strike 8 of the E string, 7 of the E, and 6 of the E string. Alright? As soon as you go to 6 of the E, we go back to 8 on the E string and strike 8 and then 6 on the B string. And to finish, we go to the 9 on the B string, we do a bend, like going to 11. And the same thing we did with the 8, there's no release. We go back to the original position, which is 9 on the B string, and strike 9, 6 of the B, back to 9. And we finish on the 8 of the G string doing a bend, alright? A bend like going to the 10th position. Let's go again. Alright, so the next section we just repeat what we did before. So we repeat that section, and then we just do it's different from the previous lick. We just change a couple notes. We start the same way, just like we did before. You can go to 3, do the bend 1, 1, and 1, or 4, 1, 1, and 1. Alright, which is just like we did before. And then we go to the 4, pull off to the 3, 3, pull off to the 1. We repeat that section. And now it comes to the difference. We're going to go to 3 on the D string, then back to 1 on the D, and then back to 3. Everything on the D string. And that's the only difference. And then we just finish going to the 4th position of the B string, and we do a tiny bend. We go to the 4th, it's a bend on the 4, like going to the 6th position. Alright, let's go again. The next lick. We do that, so we go to the 3rd of the A string, and then 1 of the D, and back to 3 on the A. Then 3 on the D string, 1 on the D, and now we're gonna do that. 2nd of the A string, 3rd of the A string, then 1st of the D string, and back to 3 on the A string. Let's go in slow tempo. And to finish, we go to 3 on the D string, 1 on the D, and back to 3 on the A. The next movement, we do that. So we go to, again, we just strike 3 on the A string, 2nd of the A string, and we go to the 4th position on the E string. And now we're gonna repeat the same idea. We go to second of the A string, first of the A, and back to 4 of the E string. Now what we're gonna do is on the A string, 1, 2, 3. Let's go again. And to finish, we go to 1 on the D string, then second of the A string, and we do a pull off back to the first position of the A string. And to finish, it's 4 on the E and 1 on the A. Let's go again. Let's go with the entire leg, and then we just move to the next section. And a little bit faster. Alright, so now we're going to start with the actual solo, with the first solo. And we're going to start doing the following. We do that, so we go to the third of the G string, we do a bend, then there's no release, alright? We just bend, kill the note, do the release, and then strike again and kill the note. So when there's no release or going on, alright? And on the second band, we do a vibrato, okay? We repeat the same movement twice, so we do pretty much we do it again. And the next movement, we do that. We're gonna start on the third of the G string, strike it, do a hammer on to the 4, and then a pull off back to 3, and a pull off from 3 to 1. Then we go to third of the D string, 1 of the G string, and back to 3 of the D string. And then we strike 3 on the G string, pull off to 1, and then go to third of the D string and finish on the first of the number 1 of the G string. All right, on the first of the G string. Let's go again with the first lick. The next section, do that. We're going to start on the third of the G string. We do a tiny bend, and then we do a bar on the B string and on the E string, and we do 1 of the B and 1 of the E. As soon as we do that movement. We go to the fourth of the B string, strike it, pull off to the third position, and then pull off to the first. Then on the G string, we just repeat the same movement. It's 4, pull off, and 3, pull off to 1. And then third of the D string, back to 3 on the G string, back to 3 on the D string, and we finish by going to 1 of the G string. Let's go again. A little bit faster. The next movement, we do something like that. We're gonna go slide and go to 7th of the G string, and then strike 6 of the B, back to 7 on the G. On G, yes, and then 6 on the B. So it's 7 6 7 6. Next movement. So pretty much we go to the 8 of the E string. We strike it. We do a large bend. There's no release going on, so we just bend, kill the note, and we do a release to the original position, and we strike 8 on the E, and then 6 on the E, and we do a slide back to 4. All right. Next movement. We strike 6 on the B, 6 on the E, and we go to the 4th of the E string, and we do a 4, hammer on to 5, and pull off back to 4. Let's go again. And then to finish this section, We strike 5 of the G string, 4 of the B string, and we finish on the 6 of the B string and we strike it twice. Let's go again with this section. The next movement, we do that, so we start by going to, we do that, so we go to 6 of the B string, we strike it, and we do a hammer on to the 7th, pull off to the back to 6, and then 6, pull off to 4. Then strike 5 of the G and back to 4 of the B string. And we pretty much repeat the same movement 3 times. Alright? And then to finish, we strike 6 of the B string, 4 of the E string, and back to 6 of the B string. And then to finish, we do that, we go to 6 on the E string, we strike once, and then we strike again, we do a bend, there's no release, and go back to the original position and strike 6 again on the E string, then 4 off the E, 6 on the B, and to finish, 4 on the E, 6 on the E, and then we go to the 3rd position of the E of the G string and we do a bend, alright? We just keep the bend. Let's go again. Let's go again with this section and then we just move forward to the next one. Alright, so the next section. We do something like that. So to start, you're going to go to the 6 of the B string and we're going to do, we do that. So it's 6 on the B string and everything is going to staccato and we're going to then 4 of the E, 6 on the B, 4 on the E, then 6 on the E string, and then 7 of the E string, and we do 7 pull off to 6 and 6 pull off to 4. Alright, it's gonna a little bit faster. That's moving. Then we're gonna do a bar on the 6 of the B string and 6 on the E, and we strike 6 of the B, 6 of the E. And then 4, everything right now it's going to be on the E string, and it's 4, 7, 6. And then 4, 6, 7, 6. Right, let's go again. The next movement, we do that. We strike 6 on the B string, go to 4 on the E string, and we do that. We strike the 6 on the E string, do a pull off to the 4, and we just kind of repeat the same movement again. 6, pull off to 4, and then we're going to repeat like the same movement 3 times. We do 6, 4, and now instead of doing the pull off, we're going to go to the 6 and we do a bend, like going to 7, it's a tiny bend, release, and pull off to 4. That is moving. We repeat the same movement 3 times. And we finish it by going to 6 of the B string. Alright, let's start again from the beginning. Alright, and when we finish on the 6 on the B string, we strike 6 again on the B string, and now we need to do we do that. We do 6 pull off to 4 on the E string, 6 pull off to 3 on the B string, and to finish 5 pull off to 3 on the G string, and we finish on the 6 on the D string. It's kind of a fast movement. If you cannot do that, you can do something simpler. There's no problem. It's gonna still sound good. So let's go again. After do that, there is a tiny rest, and then, all right, and then we just go to the next section to finish this round. All right, guys. So the next section after we do that, we're gonna do that. So we start going to the by going to the 3 of the G string, and we do a tiny bend, and then we just kill the note. All right. Then first of the G string, we go to 3rd of the D, and then 3 on the G, 1st on the G, and then the same notes, 3 on the D and 1st on the D string, the same positions. Let's go again. One more time. As soon as we finish on the 1st of the D string, we do a bar, and we keep pressing on the 1st of the G string, and we do 1st of the G, then back to 3 on the D, and then we do that. We go to 3 of the G string, we strike it, do a pull off to the 1st, and then 3 of the D string, and back to 1st of the G string, and we do a tiny bend. One more time. And in speed. The next section, we do something like that. It's pretty much like the lick we did before. It's a 3 on the G string. It's a tiny bend if you want. If you just skip the bend, there's no problem. So we 3 bend, do a bar on the 1st position of the B, 1st on the E, and then we go to 4 of the B string. There's a tiny rest, and then strike 4 on the B string again, and we need to do 4 pull off to 3 and 3 pull off to 1. After we do that, we go to the G string and 3 on the G, pull off to 1. Then we do that, 3 of the G string, 1 of the G, 3 of the G, and to finish we strike the 3 on the G string, and we do a tiny bend. And to move forward, we do that. We do 1st of the B string, then 3 of the G, and 1 of the G string. After we do that, we go to 3 of the G string, 3 on the G, and back to 3 on the D string. All right, let's start from the last part. As soon as we strike 3 on the D string, we strike again 3 on the G string, do a pull off to the 1st position of the G, and then 3 on the D, back to 1 on the G, and 3 on the D again. And then to finish, we strike 3 on the G string, then a pull off to the 1st position, then 3 again on the D string. It's the same movement, which is 3 and then pull off to 1st. And we finish the lick by going to the 3rd of the D string. All right. So let's go again with this last part. Alright guys, so the next section, gonna do something like that. I think I played it a little bit faster and with a lot of mistakes, but that's fine. So we're gonna start by going to. We're doing that because we start on the 4 on the G string, and we just pretty much repeat the same movement several times. It's 4, slide to 5, and then 5 is slide to 3, and then 6 on the D string and 3 on the D string. We repeat the same movement 4 times. All right. And now what we're going to do is we do that, and we're going to repeat the same section twice. All right. So we start on the 5th of the D string. We strike 5, hammer on to the 6, and then hammer on to the 8. Everything on the D string. After we do that, 6 of the G string and do a pull off to the 5th. Then 8 on the D string, and then we go to 4 of the G string and we strike and we do a slide to the 5th position of the G string. Let's go again. To finish, strike 8 on the D string, and then 6 on the D, pull off to 5, and then 8 on the A string, and we finish that lick. And then we just do it again. Let's go again one more time, all right? And then we just do it again. The only difference is that we need to play it a little bit faster. Alright? And now we're going to do something similar, but not the same. Alright? We start the same way. 5 on the D string, hammer on to 6, and then hammer on to 8. Same way. Then 6, pull off to 5, and back to 8 of the D string. To move forward, we pretty much repeat the same thing. 4, slide to 5, and then 8 of the D string. And now we're going to change the things a little bit. We go back again to 6, pull off to 5, then 8 of the D string. We go 4, slide to 5, and 8 on the D string. And we repeat the same section. 6, pull off to 5, 8 of the D. And we go and repeat the same section. 4, slide to 5, and 8 on the D. And we finish by going to 6 again and doing a pull off to the 5th position. So let's go again in slow tempo. So that's what we need to do. Let's play it a little bit faster. One more time. Okay, so right next to the previous section, that would finish with the 6 and pull off to the 5th. We're gonna do that. So we strike the 8 on the G string. We strike once, we kill the note. And then we're going to strike again on the 8 of the G string, and then a pull off to the 5th, alright? Then 8 of the D, 6 pull off to 5 on the G string, then 8 of the D, and we just repeat the same thing. Then 4, slide to 5 on the G, back to 8 of the D string. And now we're going to change. We're going to go 6 on the D string, pull off to 5, 8 on the A string, and we go again on the 5th of the D string and strike 5, hammer on to 6, hammer on to 8, and we finish the same way, going to 6 on the G, pull off to 5, 8 on the D, and 5 of the G string. All right, let's go again, slow tempo. Sorry. One more time. And then we do that. After we strike the 5 on the previous section, the previous lick, there's a tiny rest, and then 4 on the G string, we slide to 5th, all right, on the G string. then 8 of the D, 6 pull off to 5, and then 8 on the A string. Then we go again to the D string and then 5 hammer on to 6, 6 hammer on to 8. And we finish by 6 on the G string, pull off to 5, 8 on the D. We go back to the 5th, and there's a tiny change right there. And then back to the D string, and then 8, 6, 5, then 6, 8, and 5 on the G string again. So let's go again. One more time. All right, so let's keep moving forward. There's one lick we need to take a look on this first solo, and we are gonna do that. We do something like that, and we strike 3 on the G string, and then we do a bend, and actually it's a pre-bend. We just pre-bend it, strike the 3rd on the top position of the bend, then kill the note, do the release, and we strike again on the 3 of the G string, and we do the same motion, kill the note, pre-bend, and strike the 3rd with a bending sound. On the last one, you can do a release, and you can listen that. You can listen that on the original track. After we do the release, we do that first on the G, 3 on the G string, back to the first position of the G string, and we finish by going to the 3 of the G string and doing a bend like going to the 5th position of the G. Let's go again. And we finish with this first section, and the pre-verse comes next. Alright guys, so the next section, it's something actually we did before. We're gonna repeat it's a pre-verse, and we're gonna repeat the main lick of the song. We just repeat it, then we're gonna repeat the other lick. We did this before, okay? We just repeat it, and we're gonna end the pre-verse with the same section we did before. Alright, we just repeat again. I'm not going to explain it because we did it earlier. And after that, the main verse comes in, the singing part of the song. Alright, so let's take a look at that. Alright, so the next section is a keyboard solo. I'm sorry, it's not the singing part of the song. It's a keyboard solo, and we're gonna do the main rhythm part. There's not a lot of guitar going on right here, and we just do the backing of the song. And you can actually repeat the same movements if you're a starter or a newbie. You can repeat the same section throughout the verses and everything else, because it's pretty much the same key right there. Then it's going to change keys. We're going to go to a different position, but it's always the same idea. You can play the same patterns, and it's still going to sound good. So on the keyboard solo, we're going to do. We do that. So we start going to the first on the E string, the lower E string, and then 3 on the D, 1 on the D, and back to 3 on the D. We're gonna repeat the same movement again. There is a longer note, and then back to 3. All right, it's just the same positions. We repeat the same section twice. And then we're going to change, and we're going to do, right, we do that. First of the A string, 3 of the D, first of the G, and back to 3 of the D string. We repeat the same thing, first 3, 1, and 3. And then we just go back to the original position. And to finish that part, we do that. We go to 6 of the D string and 5 of the D string, and we go back again to the first position of the E string, and we do that. First 3, 1 and 3, just like we did before. And right there is a dead note. If you can listen, there's a dead note, and we strike this chord. It's a lovely chord. It's 3 of the A string, 2nd of the D, 3 of the G string, and B on the B string on the 4th position. Let's go again with this section, and we're going to repeat this section like 3 times with the keyboard solo, and then a pre-burst finally comes in. Let's go again. One more time. Change. Back. And. Alright guys, so now the pre-verse comes in, and we're gonna start by playing the main lick of the song, the main riff. We just do that once, then we're gonna go back again to the same lick we did before. We did it like 3 or 4 times already, and then we're gonna repeat the first part, and we're gonna end it on a different way, and when we end it we're gonna change keys. So we're gonna do change keys by repeating the same section. So we start doing the same thing that we did before. We just repeat. Alright, it's the same notes. And now we're going to do the last part. We just repeat it, but on a different key, on a different position. We're going to go to 5, 4 of the A string, then 6 of the E string, then 4, 3 on the A, back to 6 on the E, and then on the A string, 3, 4, 5, 3 on the D, and to finish, 4 on the A, pull off the 3, 6 on the E, and back to 3 on the A. So if you notice, it's like doing the same thing we did right here, but on a different position. Alright? And then the main verse finally comes in. Well guys, so now you can repeat what we did before during the keyboard solo. You can do that, there's no problem. You can try to invent, to create something of your own. I'm gonna try to explain you what we're gonna play, what the original song, what the section on the original song. I'm gonna tell you how to play that, but you can change it. All right, there's no problem. It's actually better because it helps you to create something. All right. So we're gonna start with the first lick. It's 4 licks, and we do on the first lick we do the following. We do that. We go to 3 on the E string, then 5 of the D string, back to, I'm sorry, not back. Go to the 3 on the D string, and to finish, you strike 3 again and do a hammer on to the 5th position of the D string. The next lick, we do a pre-bend on the 5th position of the G string. We strike it, do the release, pull off to 3, then 5 of the D, 3 of the G, and then I'm back to the D string and do 5, 3, 5. Let's go again. Now there is a big rest, it's a big silence right now, and to finish we're gonna do that. So it's 3 of the D string, and we kind of do a bar on the D string and the G string, and strike the 3 on the D, and we go to 3 on the G, and there's a tiny bend, and we finish it that way. We strike twice on the 5th of the D string. Let's go again. Notice that I'm making a bar, do a bend, and strike fifth twice. To finish, we do that. So we go to 3 on the G string, 2 on the G again, and then 3 on the E string, 5 on the D, 3 on the D string, and back to 5 on the D string. We're gonna do a lot of this. We're gonna do a lot of that. So it's 3, 2, 3, 5, 3, 5. There's a tiny rest where you can play the dead note, and we just do the same thing we did before, right, on this position. But since we moved the scale now, we're gonna do it right here: 5, 4, 5, and 6 on the B string. Let's go again with the entire first verse, and we move forward to the second verse. There is a long rest, and then we go to the second verse. Alright, so the second verse. We're going to start doing that. So it's the 3 of the E string. Then again, like I told before, we're going to do a lot of this. 5, 3, 5 on the G string. And the trick right here is that we're going to go to the 3 of the G string, strike it, do a pull off to the open string. We kill the notes, the strings, and then 5 of the D string. Let's go again. We repeat the same movement again. And now we're gonna repeat the same idea, but on a different position. We start on a different root. So it's 3 of the A string, and then 5, 3, 5. And we finish it the same way: 3, pull off to the open string, and 5 on the D. Now the third lick is going to be, we do that again: 3, 5, 3, 5, and then again 3, 5, 3, 5. All right. And to finish the second verse, it's 3, 2 on the G string, just like we did before, and then 3, 5, 3, 5, and then we finish it that way. It's 5, 3 on the D string, and 5 on the A. Let's go again. Alright, so now the next section, it's not a singing part. There's a different instrument solo, and we're going to do something different with the guitar. I'm going to show you what we need to do. We start doing that. So it's again 3, 5, 3, 5, and then we do that. So it's a 3 on the G string, just like we did before. 3, pulled off to the open string. Then again 3. We repeat the same shape, the same movement. 3, pull off to the open string on the D string, and then we go to the first position of the A string, and we do a tiny bend. Silence, and then we repeat again, same section, until that part. After the 3 and pull off to the open string, we are not going to go to the first position of the A string, but we do the same idea. We repeat the same idea by going to the 4 of the A string. Just strike it, we do a tiny bend, a release, and we do a pull off to the fourth position. All right, let's go again. And then we go to 3, and now we start the section by doing the pull off to the 3, and we're gonna repeat the same section. All right, it's the only thing which we are changing is the root note. It's 3 on the A, then 5 on the D, 3 and 5 again, and then repeat again: 3, pull off to the open, and the bend on the first on the A, and then to finish. We do that. It's 3, 5, 3, 5, and then 3 on the G string. We do a tiny bend, and we strike 5th of the G string, and we strike it twice. And then to finish the solo, the section, is going to 3 on the G string, 2 on the G string, and we strike play the open string, the open G string, and we just let it ring, and we finish with the same chord 5, 4, 5, and 6. Let's go again with this section, and we move forward to the second instrumental solo. Let's go again. And that's pretty much about it. Go to the next section. Alright, so the next section, if you listen to the original track, it's just a note. We're gonna do that, just strike it twice, and then the rest of that section is playing the dead note. If you listen to the original track, original song, you can notice that he's doing that. So it's a C note, it's 10 on the D string, 9 of G, and 11 of the B string. And then play that note. And the only thing that changes is the ending of this section is going to be so we go to 3 on the G string, 2nd of the G, and to finish we go to 3 again, we do a slide, and we go to the 5th position of the D string. To finish, we go 3, 5, 3, and we do the same chord down before, and we end the section. Let's go again. A lot of dead notes, and then to finish, alright, so the next verse. We start doing that, so it's 3 on the E string, 5, 3, 5, and then there is a dead note right there. We strike the muted strings, and then we do that 3 on the G, tiny bend, and 5 of the D string. Next lick, we do that, so it's 3 again, 5, 3, 5, just like we did a million times, and then 3 again, bend, and we're gonna do 5 of the D, 5 of the A, 3 of the D, and back to 5 on the D string. The next section, we go to 3 on the A string and do 5, 3, 5 on the D string, and we repeat it again, 3 on the A string, then 5, 3, 5. And to finish, we're gonna do that 3 on the E string, 5, 3, 5, and then 3 on the G string, and there's a tiny bend, 5, 3, 5. All right? And to finish the section, it's 3 on the G string, 2nd of the G string, we go to 3, 5, 3, 5, that note if you wish, and then we just end with the same chord we used like 4 or 5 times right now. So let's go with the entire section, and we move forward to the next verse. Alright, so the next verse, it's the verse number 4, and it's the last singing verse. And we're gonna do we start doing 4 rounds of that, it's pretty much what we did before. There's a tiny change. We're gonna go to 3 of the E string, then 5, and as soon as we do 5, it's like a pull off to the open string, or you can strike only the open D string. You can do that, doing palm muting, and to finish, you do that. It's 3 on the D and 5 on the D. We repeat the same movement 4 times. And now we're going to do the same idea, but starting from the 3 of the A string. This time we just repeat it 2 times, twice, all right? And then on the to finish the burst, we start doing the same thing. 3 on the E, then 5 open, 3 5. And to finish, we do that 3 tiny bend, just like we did before, and then 5 3 5 on the D string. I'm going a little bit faster because we are repeating a lot of things, all right? And to finish, right now, we're going to do something different. It's 3 2 5 on the D string. Alright, we just repeat that section, and now we're going to change something. We're going to finish the burst doing, we do that, it's a thrill. We're going to go to 5, to 5 on the D string. We do a pull off to the 3rd position of the D, and we just hammer on again to 5, and we start it again, alright? It's basically pull off and hammer on between 5 and 3. So let's go again with the whole section, the whole burst, and we're going to move forward to the next section, which is the final solo. Right, guys, so the next section, we kind of repeat what we did before with the main lick and everything else with the intro, but we're going to change the position where we are doing this. So pretty much we do the main riff of the song. We do that, so we start it. It's like going like we did before to the 8 of the A string, but now we're going to do it on the D string. We start on the 7th of the D string, and it's 7 5 7. All right, 7 5 on the G string, then 7 5, do the bar 5 7, and then 7 5 on the G and 7 on the A. I'm going a little bit faster because it's the same lick. Little difference, it's the position what we are doing. So we finish that, and we do something different right now. We go to the 8th position of the B string, and we do 4 bends. And now the next position, it's like doing what we did before, but we're going to change the position what we are doing, and we're going to start from the 8th of the B string. Alright, it's the bend, kill the note, 8 5 8, back to 5 on the B string, then 7 5 5 and 5. No, just like this, but in this position, and then 8 pull off to 7, 7 pull off to 5, and 7 5 7 on the D string. Alright, and when we finish the same way we did before, with the bend on the 8th position of the B string. And now we're gonna do again the same riff, but we change places again. Instead of starting on the 7th of the D string, like in the beginning of this section, we're going to start it from the 7th of the A string, alright? We do that, we just repeat the same section, and we finish on a different way. We're gonna do, we do that, we go to the E string, open E string, then 1, 2, 3 on the E, then strike open A string, and 1, 2, 3. So basically we just repeat the same pattern twice. Let's go again with the whole section, and then we just move forward to the final solo of the song. Alright guys, so we're going to start with the last solo of the song, and we're going to start doing the following. We're going to do something like that. So we, after that section, the previous section, we're going to go to the second fret of the G string and do a hammer on to the fifth position, and then a pull off back to the second position. And we're going to repeat the same movement several times. Alright, it's a couple times. And then what we need to do, we do that, we go to 7 of the D string, 5 of the G string, and then 7 on the G and pull off to 5. And then we do that, we go to the 8 of the G string, strike, pull off to the 7, 7 pull off to 5, and then hammer on to 7 and pull off to 5. We just strike once, alright, and we do all of that. And to finish, we strike 7 on the D, 5 on the G, we do a tiny bend, and then back to 7. Next movement, we do that. So it's a classic blues or rock movement. We go to the 7 of the G string, and when we strike 7, we do a tiny bend, and then we make a bar on the 5th of the B string and the E string, and we do 7 bend, 5, 5 on the B and and on the E, and then we go to the 8 of the B string, and we do a bend. We're going to repeat the same movement 3 times. And the last time we do same thing, we do 7 bend, 5, 5, and on the 8 we do the same bend, but we do it twice. Let's go again. Next section. We go to 5 on the E string, we do 5, then on the B string it's 8, 7, 5, and then we go to the G string and we do a pre-bend on the 7th fret, alright, we do a pre-bend, we strike it, we do the release, pull off to 5, and then 7 on the D, back to 5 on the G, and now we're going to repeat again the same movement 3 times. It's 7 on the D, 7 on the G, and pull off to 5 on the G string. Alright, so it's... And to finish, we're going to do 7 again on the D string, 5, and then 7, 5, 7 to finish with that lick. 7, 5, 7 on the D string. So we're going to do... Alright, so let's go with the entire section and we move forward to the next one. Alright, so the next lick after that, we're going to do... We do that, so it's 7 on the G string, and we pretty much repeat the same movement than before. It's 7 bend, bar on the 5th position, it's 5, 5, and then 8 on the B string, and we do the bend. Same thing than before. Now we do the same thing again, we repeat it. And now to finish, we're going to do something different. We start the same way, 7 bend, 5 on the B, and 5 on the E. And we're going to go to the 8 of the E string. And we do that. We strike 8, we do a bend, we kill the note, do the release, and strike 8 without the bend, and then 5 and 8 again. Everything on the E string. And to finish, we go to 5 on the B string, 8 on the B, and back to 5 on the B string. Next movement. So we're gonna do a prevent on the 7th fret, like going to the 9. We do a prevent, we strike it, do the release, do a pull off to the 5th position of the G string, and then 7 on the D, and back to 5 on the D. Alright? Then we go back to 7 on the G string, we do a bend, and then we hold, and then strike, and do the release, and repeat the same thing, pull off to 5, 7 on the D, and 5 again on the G. Next section. We do that. So we go to 8 on the B string and do strike 8, do a bend like going to the 10th position, and then we do that 5 on the B, 8 on the B string, and we finish by going to the 7th of the G string. We do a tiny bend, we kill the note, and strike 5 on the G string. Notice that is a staccato, and then 5 on the G. The next section, something like that. So we do a bar on the E string and the B string, and we strike 5 and 5 and 5, 5 and 5. And I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I remember. We go and we do an 8, a bend on the 8th position, and do a vibrato right there. After that, we do a tiny bend, all right, and then 5 and 5 on the E and on the B string. Strike 8 on the G string, and now what we're going to do is we do that movement. We go to 7 of the G string, we do a bend, a release, pull off to 5, and then 7 on the D, 7 on the G, back to 7 on the D, and we finish on the 5th of the G string. So let's go again. One more time. And to finish that section, we're going to do so we're going to go to the 5th position on the B and the E string, and we do that 5 on the B, 5 on the E, and back to 5 on the B string. To finish, we do that. We go to 8 on the E string, we strike it, we do a large bend, we kill the note, do the release, and then strike 8, plain 8 without the bend, and back to 5 on the E string. To finish, it's 5 on the B string, and then we go to 8 on the B string and strike 3 times. And the 4th time we do a bend. Let's go again. And then comes the last section of the solo. All right, so next section. We're gonna do that. So we start after the bend we did on the 8 of the B string. We're gonna start on the 5th of the E string, and we're gonna move up. We're gonna go to the 8 of the B string, and then we're gonna start the lick. We do that 8, 10 on the B string, then go to 8 on the E, back to 10 on the B. After we do that, we go 10 on the E, back to 8 on the E, go to the B string and 10 and 8, and when we go to 8 we do a bar on between the B string and the E string, and we strike 8 on the E, 10 on the B, and then 10 on the E string, 8 on the E string, and back to 10 on the B string. Let's go with slow tempo because it's a lot of notes and it's kind of confusing. Again. Next. We do that, we go to 8 on the E string, strike 8, 10 on the B, and then 10 on the E, 8 on the E, and then we are almost done. We go to 10 on the B string, 8 on the B string. Now we're going to change, we're going to go to 10 on the E string and we do 10, pull off to 8, 10, pull off to 8 again, and we finish the lick by going to 10 on the B string. Let's go again. Next, we do that on the 10th position. We do 3 bends. Notice that there is no release. Bend, kill, bend, kill, bend, and kill. And then we just do the release and we go 10, 8, 10, 8. One more time. To finish, we do 10 on the B string, 9 on the G, and then 8 on the B, 10, and to finish 10 and 8 again on the B. Alright, so the next lick, we do that. It's 7 on the G string, we do a tiny bend, do a bar on the 5th position of the B string, and we do 5 on the B, 5 on the E, and to finish go to 8 on the B string, and that way we're going to move up. It's 5 on the E, 8 on the B, 7 and 5. It's a staccato note, and to finish we do that 8 on the G string, pull off to 7, 7 pull off to 5, and then 7 on the D, 7 on the G, back to 7 on the D, and we finish on the 5th of the G string and we do a tiny bend. Next lick. We do something like that. It's kind of a country lick we're gonna do. We do that, we do a 7 on the G string, we do a bend, and while we're doing the bend, we strike the 8 of the B string. After we strike the 8 on the B string, we do the release on the 7 and strike 7 on the G string. That's movement. Then 5 on the B, 8 on the B string. And we're going to go back to the G string and we do 7, bend, 8, and then 7 and bend again. Let's go again. After we do the bend, we do the release and we strike 7 on the G string. To finish, we do that, 7 on the D, 7 on the G, back to 7 on the D, and then 5 on the G string. We do a tiny bend, 7 on the D, and we finish by going to 5 on the G again and 7 on the D. Let's go again. After we do that, we're going to go to 7 of the G string and we're going to repeat the same movement like 4 times. It's 7 on the G, pull off to 5, and we're going to start again. 7 on the D, 7, pull off to 5, 7 on the D, 7, pull off to 5, and then again 7 on the D and 7 on the G and pull off to 5. And to finish, we finish like that. We go back to 7, well, we went back to the 7 on the D string, and we finish doing that. So it's 5 on the G, tiny bend, and we finish again on the eternal 7 of the D string. Let's go again in slow tempo. Next lick, we do something like that. We do 3 bends. It's pretty much the same thing we did at the beginning with the previous lick. It's 7 bend on the G, 8, and we repeat it three times. And the final lick, we do that. It's 7 on the G string, we do a bend, release, pull off to 5th of the G string, and then 7 on the D, 7 on the G, 7 on the D, and we finish on the 5 of the G string. Next lick. Sorry, let's go again. My mistake. Let's go again. We do that. It's 5 on the E, and then 8, 7, 5 on the B string, and on the G string it's 8, 7, 6, 5, and then on the D string it's 7, 5, and we finish on the A string by going to 7 and 6. Let's go again. And to finish this section and go back and go to the final part of the solo is going to be pretty much like what we did before. It's something like that. It's a quick movement. We do the 7 bend and strike on the 8. We do it a couple times. I'm not sure. I don't remember if we do it 2 or 3 times. And after we do the bend, we do the release, and we just go back to the 7th position and we let it ring. And we start with the final section of the song. Right guys, so let's go with the final section. Something like that. So we're going to start on the B and the E string. We do that. It's 5 on the B, 5 on the E, and 5 on the B. Then we do that. 7 on the E string. We do bend, kill the bend, kill the notes, and then 7 without the bend. All right, and then 5 on the E and 7 on the E string. To finish, we go 5 on the B, 7 on the E, and back to 5 on the B. Next lick. We're going to do the same movement 3 times. It's 8 on the B string, strike, do the bend, and then 5 on the E string, and we do it 3 times. To finish on the B string, it's 8, 7, 5. Now we go to the G string and we repeat the same thing, 8, 7, and 5. Next movement. We do that, sorry. So it's 7 on the D string, and as soon as we strike 7, we do a slide to the 9th position, 9th. And then 7, we do a bar on the G and the B string on the 7th position and strike 7 of the G, 7 of the B, back to 7 on the G, and now 7 on the B, and we finish on the 10 of the B. Right, that's the movement. And the next lick and final lick of the song. We go to the 10th position of the E string, and we do 2 bends. So we do it twice, and then 10 of the E string, and go to the 8 of the E string and strike it and do a hammer on to the 9th position of the E string. As soon as we do that, we go to 10 of the B string, and now we're going down. It's 9 on the G, 8, 7, and we go to 5 of the G string, strike it, hammer on to 7, then 5 of the G string, and we finish the song going to 8 on the D and 7 on the D. Then there is a solo with a pentatonic on that position. I'm not gonna teach it because it's actually a lot of notes, it's just an improvisation. So let's go again with this last section, and we're pretty much done. and the solo. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, put it in a good use, and catch you on the next tutorial. Bye.